Now it's time for drunk women solving crime.
That's okay.
I love
with
your
you.
nail varnish. Sorry, I gotta
Thank
hone in on
you.
that.
Did
What
them
a great
yesterday.
color.
Thank you. It's actually, yeah, I got the nail varnish like from the hair shop, and I was like, yeah, this works. I don't know how long it'll last, but it's okay.
It's nice. It's a mustard yellow. I love a mustard
Yeah,
yellow.
exactly.
Pleasing color.
Thank
It's very
you.
nice.
For an audio format, which is perfect.
It's like, what else do we like about each other's? Yeah,
That's why we do the clips.
just women complimenting each other.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, you look so pretty.
Sponsored by Essie.
Cool.
I wish.
We get to go. We get to. Oh, so good to go. Okay. Hello and welcome to another episode of Drunk Women Solving Crime. Today we're joined by the brilliant presenter and comedian Leah Davis. Leah, how are you?
I'm really good. Thank you so much for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure. Can I just say, Leah bought a bottle of Cava with her.
I did.
She's
I
a
did.
BY guest. Our favorite kind.
BY and a straw as well. 3 straws for us all just to sip and enjoy. Yeah.
Which
I
says
did.
one thing. You're classy.
Yeah.
Is it
Famously.
true that if you drink booze through a straw, you get drunker? I love that. Our producer was like,
Yeah,
yes, it is.
didn't miss a beat. Straight in there. This is a woman who knows
It's
from
the
experience.
only way she drinks alcohol.
I guess a straw makes you swallow more. Is that why? You're just drinking more?
I don't know whether, is it like
That's
you're
the
going
only
like,
way that would work.
and that makes you goes to your head a bit more?
No, it's not like you're
Suffocates the-
snorting kava. It doesn't turn it into a different drug.
I don't know though, because
I do.
Okay. I mean, we can agree to disagree.
I think you're just quaffing a lot more, aren't you, with a straw?
Beautiful word.
Thanks.
Quaffing it.
Thanks.
Nice.
Wait till you see how dumb I actually am when we start going. The vocab's a cover.
Oh, we're gonna live for the quaff days. Leah, we asked one question on this podcast, and that is: have you ever been the victim of a crime?
Well, I'm actually so glad you asked me this because I thought I hadn't.
Ooh.
And then I was like, there must be something in there, something that I'm
Yeah.
repressing, probably.
A really traumatic one.
yeah,
please.
exactly. But
I feel really bad.
no.
Is that why you bought out extra alcohol?
Yes, buckle in, guys. We've got 45 minutes for this part only. My husband and I, boyfriend at the time, we went to Romania in 2016 for a trip. He'd done some work there because he used to work on boats. He used to work offshore. And he was like, Romania's a vibe. He's like, forget Budapest. You need to go to Bucharest. He was like, it's like they've got great wine and they have like the best rosé I've ever had, by
I'm
the way.
interested.
So
Hey.
just so you know.
Interesting.
So obviously sold, went to Romania, had a lovely time in Bucharest, was loving it, really good time. And then we wanted to drive to another spot called Brasov, which is where like, all the snow is, all the mountains, just to have a look. Apparently there's also bears, but
I mean, you said that like that was a bad thing. Like, come on, bears.
True, Romanian bears, what could be the issue?
They'd be fun.
And so as we were about to set off to Brasov, I was like, I need to have some breakfast. Like, I don't want to do this road trip with nothing in my tummy. So I was like, we'll go to the supermarket next door, get some pastries.
Yeah.
And then we'll hit the road. We're like, okay, cool, easy. Headed into the supermarket. And then as soon as we drove into the car park, we were like, oh, this is chaos. You know,
Okay.
British car parks, like British in general, like there's queues, there's a system,
Yeah.
there's a flow. You know,
Sure.
there's give, there's take, there's a system in place. Romania, bit more chill than us. Turns out,
Yeah.
a lot more chill. They're a bit more sort of free flowing with the traffic situation, which is great. On paper, in the car, terrifying.
Yeah, really
absolutely
quite-
terrifying.
It sounds nice until you remember it's cars.
Exactly, it's actual cars. And my husband was like, "Oh, this doesn't feel good." He was like, "This might end badly for us." I was like, "No, don't be so ridiculous. I see my pastry." And then he was, I can't remember exactly how it happened, but essentially, 4 seconds after he said this is going to end badly, we had a bump.
Oh.
And we were like, oh God. Obviously,
God,
hire
he's been
car.
proven right.
Exactly. That was the main thing. I was like, this is my fault. If I wasn't so hangry, this wouldn't be an issue.
This has happened and I'm no more full.
Exactly. And now I'm doing it on an empty stomach, which is just...
Yes, terrible.
Because you were doing self-preservation there, because you don't want to be hangry and
Absolutely.
be around bears. Or do you know what I mean? You kind of like, you'll get into a fight with a bear.
In a survival situation, I want to be full, at least.
Yeah, exactly.
At
At least at the beginning.
Exactly. exactly.
And then
the
To be
bear will
honest,
be
I
full.
think the bear would prefer that as well.
yeah,
A filling,
lovely.
like a ravioli.
Exactly.
Oh, or like a chocolate eclair. I was just thinking,
Exactly.
what things have got things in? I was like, immediately.
You can go
Oh,
sweet or savory. That's how it works. So you had a oh my gosh, a car accident in
Yeah,
another country. It's just
exactly.
the particular nightmare.
It was panic, and we were just thinking, obviously, this is a hire car,
Yeah.
and famously not fluent in Romanian, sadly.
Oh, really? Oh, really? Okay.
Neither me or my husband have a clue. And normally on holiday, I'm like, oh, bonjour, I can give you something.
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
pick up
yeah.
a bit of something, but we'd only been there for like 2 days.
Yeah, you're just asking if I will have a chilled rosé. That doesn't work in that situation.
Exactly. So there was this bump, and then a guy gets out of his car with his wife, possibly the scariest man I've seen in my life ever.
Oh,
just
dear.
7 foot of just terror. And he's fuming, and he's speaking to us in Romanian, and we're thinking,
God.
and then we're like, oh, English, sorry. And then he was like, oh, English. Of course you are. And I thought, there's a nice irony in there somewhere, just bloody English coming over here. And I thought that was kind of funny, but I wasn't laughing at the time. Funny in retrospect, not funny at the time. So anyway, we pulled over to the side, and he's just yelling at us. And then he's like, right, I'm going to call my daughter because she speaks English.
Okay.
Sweet. Call the daughter. Daughter's a lot calmer. She's like,
Oh, good.
Dad's had a nightmare, blah, blah, blah. Do you have insurance? And we're like, yeah, we've got all this out. And then she was like, spoken to Dad again. He thinks you should just pay him money.
Oh.
And we were like, oh, I don't know if that's what you're meant to do. I don't think, and you're thinking, obviously, you don't know how much cash we got, blah, 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 blah. It goes on back and forth, and we're just like, oh, we can get like the documents out, and you can, make a claim, blah, blah, blah. And he's just
Wouldn't
not
you
having
rather
it.
have some paperwork? Come on, it's fun.
Exactly. Scariest man I've seen in my life ever.
No,
Please.
you got a pen, right?
Ridiculous. And he's not having any of it. And his wife is just sort of just shaking her head at me. And I'm like, you're absolutely right. We're terrible people. And then eventually, my husband, like I said, he'd been working on boats in Romania. He calls his Romanian friend to do further translation.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, he says to us, guys, don't give them any money. Just stay calm. Like, you'll be fine. If anything, if you must, ring the police or whatever. But, and then we sort of de-escalate a little bit. He gets a little bit calmer. By the way, he also had one very, very long pinky nail.
Oh.
And that gives me quite scary vibes.
Yeah.
Like
what
just
does
something
that
I don't know. Is it like drug related?
I always thought, that was for cocaine.
Yeah.
My
and
daughter
I
has one of those,
thought-
but I just haven't been able to grab her to cut it 'cause she does not like it.
You should probably have a chat with
Is she
her.
doing baby cocaine?
Just
I thought it was talc!
Oh god.
Oh,
So I was immediately
That's
afraid
just
of him.
creepy.
Exactly.
Whatever it's for.
Exactly.
Because it's for something, and that's what's creepy.
And if you think that's a
That's
fashion
for-
choice, like that's also
Yeah, no.
incredibly creepy.
You don't accidentally go, I keep forgetting it when I'm going through the other one.
What am I like?
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Damn it.
Yeah, that seems
I'm
4
done.
seems right.
And then we are like
Oh, this is
crouched
really
down.
scary.
We're crouched down by the car, and there's this white scratch. Our car is white, and his car is black. So there's this sort of white mark on the car. It's not really a bump. And Zach's like, oh, it's not really a bump. It's like more of a scratch.
Okay.
And then I don't know what possessed him. My husband like went to touch it, and it sort of came off, and he was like, oh. And then his wife was like, And then she started saying to me, appa, appa, appa. And then she's doing this. I realized that's water. And she's like, you go buy some water, see if we can wipe this off. So I trundle off to the supermarket to buy some water.
Please tell me you got a pastry as well.
I didn't even get the pastry.
Oh,
I didn't
Oh my God.
even get the pastry.
The whole time you just thinking about how hungry she was.
Yeah.
Absolutely. When I
Thank
just
you.
said this is really scary, that's why.
Taylor, thank you, because no one ever worries about my hunger levels, and I appreciate that.
I always look out for that first
Thank
for
you.
anyone.
And
you get the
then
water?
come back with the water, and then we're literally able to wipe it off, and then they're like, what do we like? See ya. Jump in the car and drive off.
No.
So it's more of a near crime. We thought we were being sort of extorted in Romania, and it could have escalated.
Yeah.
Perhaps that was our main issue.
I mean, you were being extorted.
yeah, I think we
you absolutely
I
were.
think we were. But luckily, we didn't hand over any money. No money was exchanged. And then we then had to drive to the next destination, just shitting ourselves the whole time. Just like, what if?
Yeah.
We made it. We had a great trip. the
Oh,
people.
good.
And, our car, we had a bump on our car, got fixed by our Airbnb host. He was amazing.
What? Who's this guy?
Exactly. He was brilliant. He was like, oh, don't worry about that. Cost us £20 to fix the car.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, loved Romania after that. But just initial panic.
I almost love these moments in life where it feels so bad and you're like,
Yes.
we just defied death, man. Like it just feels like you've been through something, but there's no consequence.
Yes.
That's my
Yes.
favorite.
So you get all of the adrenaline,
Yes.
but none of the consequence.
Oh,
and
No
the,
trauma.
the,
No
like
trauma.
survival pride of it.
Exactly. And
But
it,
no
it, felt,
trauma.
it felt. And then the rest of the trip, we were like, this is great.
Yeah.
As long as we're not like, extorted by a 7-foot scary man, we can't get, no bears as well. So we were,
Yes.
it was great.
Again, you say that like that's a good thing. I think at least one bear on your trip would have been good.
Have you been around bears, Hannah? They're not cuddly.
Too much Paddington.
When we went to Yosemite, like Toby was he was getting so annoyed with me because I was like, if there's a bear, I'm going to cuddle it. And he was just like, Hannah. And I'm just like, I'm going to cuddle the bear.
You were saying it enough that he's like,
Yeah.
shut up.
I know. Like I was going to like lure it towards me by just being like,
Da-da. Come here, big
Did you see
guy.
bears?
no, but I heard someone in front of me in the queue in the grocery store saying they saw a bear, which is like it.
That's just as good.
Just as
Much
good.
safer.
They said they saw a cub, and that's the thing, isn't it? That if you see a cub,
Oh, where's
you need to
Mama?
stay away because
Yeah.
Mama's there with her nail clippers. She's gonna get you.
That bear has one long fingernail. Cocaine bear!
Hey! Oh, grateful.
I'm so glad you took us there, Leah. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I just had to take a little trip to Romania. I just had to go there.
Well, do you know
That's an amazing story.
the other question we asked in this
Jeez.
podcast is like, what would you say to that person now? What would you say to Big Scary and his wife?
In Romanian, please.
Yeah. I got one word in Romania. It would have been,
Rosé.
you know what, almost good on you. Good try.
Yeah.
You know, like, I rate the hustle in a way because he just thought, fuck it, you've annoyed me.
Yeah.
Why are you here? Why are you in my car park? But also just like, maybe just lead with less anger, darling. You know?
Yes.
Because he was so angry. He was so upset. And we should have just tried the smudge sooner.
Yes. Could you imagine
Have
doing
you
that in like a kind of pile up? Go, I think it's gonna be fine. You're bleeding from the head. I know.
Right, just-
Exactly.
We can just tap it out.
So now I've got 20 pounds as a Romanian man who's going to fix it.
And adjust the guy. That's it. I would have just said, maybe just be a little more chill.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more chill.
Yeah.
Do you know, what? I've never kind of regretted my reaction to anything when I've been sort of chilled about it, if you see what I mean. You know, sometimes like if I get a message or an email that upsets me or annoys me, I never reply immediately, and I always think about what I want to reply, but I never do that. And I've never gone, oh, I should have been Aggie. Do you know what I mean? I always,
Never.
the day after, I'm like, oh, I'm glad I was passive aggressive.
Oh, Hannah, I envy you.
Oh, no. Is that the Britishness in us? Is that what that
It
is?
really is.
I think
You're
it might
so
be.
calm.
Oh.
You're so grounded.
Well, not
Because my
initially.
justification has to be like, I had every right to fly off the handle, right? It's such a good point, though. You
Yeah.
never regret being calm.
I think so.
Unless you're having sex. Then something's probably not going right.
Just being really level-headed and calm about this.
I'm enjoying it.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
Had a great time.
Yeah, and tomorrow I'm going to be really pleased with my reaction
That's great.
because I feel embarrassed if it was anything else.
Again, very British.
It's kind of like, I don't know if you agree with this, but I've never regretted going home from something. I'm never like, gosh, I wish I was still at the party.
Mwah.
Yes, I think it's your brother has that thing of if you're debating the last drink,
He calls it
don't
Glenn's
have
Law.
it. Glenn's
Yeah.
Law. Don't have it.
Is your brother Glenn?
Oh,
Oh, your
My
surname.
surname is,
Of
yeah.
course. Oh,
He's-
that's even better. Like a family. Oh,
I know. It's a good law.
fantastic.
I wish he was called Glenn though. Glenn Ross.
Glenn.
Love that. I
But
love
yeah,
that
no,
name.
leaving like is
If you're debating, you probably know the answer.
Yes.
yeah.
Listen to it. Listen to
Wow.
This is why I disappear at parties, though.
I know. Literally, I'm
I'm
like
terrible.
It can
I
just be me and Taylor just at my house. I'm like, where's Taylor gone?
There's something about dragged out goodbyes that make me so angry.
it. Angry as well. I love
Well,
that.
angry's probably just frustrated.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're in touch. I'll be WhatsApping you in 10 minutes.
So
like, we don't
true.
have to be like, and anyway.
So true.
Oh,
Well,
Sorry.
talking of goodbyes.
Oh.
No, there's no segue.
Oh, okay. But I like it.
So pleased.
Sometimes I just like to pretend. But we start this true crime in Hoxton. We're in East London.
Okay.
The land of the hipsters and flats that cost over £1 million. However, we're discussing it in 1906
Oh,
when it was a slum.
right.
And a little lad called Harold Cole. And he was born 1906. Now, his mother was a servant and his father was an unskilled labourer who was killed in World War One.
Okay.
It's a bleak time
very.
for Hazakaza. Like, nickname immediately. Now,
What's his real name? Harold?
Harold Cole.
Harold.
Now, Harold left school at 14 and quickly became known as a con man.
Oh.
An embezzler.
Oh.
Embezzling at 14. What are you embezzling? Your pocket money? Go on. I suppose in 1906, you're kind of like middle-aged at 14 anyway. So.
Embezzling's one of those words that I barely even know what that means.
So true.
Because I'm like,
So true.
it's just fancy stealing, right?
I think it's kind of rich people stealing.
Is it being like naughty with money? I thought embezzling was more...
It's when you're taking it from a legitimate source, isn't it? It's like, I'm employed by this company, but I'm embezzling, right?
Oh, okay.
Right?
Oh, and like sort of hiding it within the.
Yeah.
Feels
I
that
want
way.
to say yeah.
As a true crime podcast,
I
we've been
know.
going 6 years.
6 years of this,
We're
but
gonna
I'm
go-
just being honest.
We're going to get a fact check on embezzling.
nice.
Do you know what, if the real detectives were more honest, like better work would get done.
Well,
That's all I'm saying.
amen.
Like, you know what, Jill? I don't understand these results. I can't read.
Guys, he was in and out of jail for years. Eventually, in 1927, he got on the straight and narrow.
Oh, well done.
What did he do? What turned his life around?
Oh, was it puberty? Was he finally like his
voice
my
finally
balls
dropped.
dropped?
Yeah.
I'm gonna really.
But it doesn't seem to work. I'm
My
embezzling you,
skin's
baby.
cleared up. I feel much better about myself.
He's just like his hormones just rebalance, and he's finally like, oh,
Finally got them pubes.
yeah.
Really reasonable answer.
What could? Oh, was it a historical event? Was it like? Well, we 906. Was it like? No. That's too early for.
Because his dad died in the First World War.
Yep.
So, yeah, does he get... Are we in
Is he like drafted or
WW2?
Well, we're in 1927.
Oh, I'm sorry. You said the
27.
year.
Oh, so sorry. Okay, 27.
What would set you on the
and he's
straight
21
and
years
narrow?
old.
21.
But you're in the right kind of area.
Does he find love?
Oh, nice.
Does he? Is there just a stand-up gal who just gets him on the straight and narrow and just pulls him up by his bootstraps?
Stop your embezzling.
Yeah.
Stop your embezzling, Harold, and come give me a baby.
Exactly. I think you were there. You must have been there.
I'm Harold Colston.
I need it to be that.
Guys,
Stop the embezzling.
think of me and the baby. Guys, he joined the army.
Oh, he does. He enlists.
Because
Okay.
even between
fair.
wars, there is also an army. Like,
Famously. Okay.
It's easy to forget.
it is, isn't
So
it?
sorry.
It's like my friends in the army, and I'm like, doing what? Like, obviously, there's lots of wars around, but at the moment, like, I feel like we're not. We are involved in wars, but do you know what I mean? It's not like
exactly how you respond to and what.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, thank you for your service, but doing fucking what? When?
All right.
I need receipts because this is bullshit.
All right, Lieutenant Fake Job.
Lieutenant Fake Job. Oh my god.
Just for the record, I support the troops.
Thank you for clarifying.
Guys, you might support the troops, but Harold certainly didn't because he deserted pretty soon after he joined.
Oh, okay.
darling.
Yes, and herein starts the story of a bit of a shit. So,
Oh.
he had another spell in prison in 1939, but then he joined the army again because
Yeah.
the war. There's a bloody war on. Amazingly, this is a story from history where we have a physical description of a man.
Oh.
Yes, because normally we just get to hear what munters the women are. Because that is,
Yeah.
that's all very much
The
detailed.
most important thing. Yeah.
But Harold was a bit of a
She had a
sort.
face like a yam.
Exactly.
Just so mean.
No mother could love. You're like, is this important for this?
Exactly. The whole book is about how
She cured cancer. Yeah, but I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Would
oh,
you? No.
Marie Curie's earlobes were just horrible.
Yeah.
So, guys. Yeah, a bit of a sort. Apparently, he could walk into a club and women would be all over him. So, my question to you is, what did he look like? What were women thirsting over? In
This is why we
1939?
know what he looked like, because he was hot.
Yeah, well, exactly. If
right.
he
People were
wasn't,
talking.
who would give a shit?
Sorry, the question is, what did he look like?
What do you look like? What are we? 1939.
Like,
What's
what do I
going to?
want him to look like?
Yeah,
Or what
yeah.
did he actually look like?
What would Taylor Glenn go for in 1939? And the same question to Leah, please.
Ooh, full set of teeth would be.
A bonus, actually. Yeah. Good luck. Coming from the slums of Hoxton in there. Oh, I don't know. But yeah, full set of teeth would be nice.
Yeah,
Are you thinking some sort
a
of
start.
are you seeing a sort of quiffage? Are you seeing some sort of
Yeah, maybe he's grown it out a bit because he enlisted, but then he deserted.
kind of rugged with it, I suppose. I'm gonna assume slimmer than your average man in 2024. I'm gonna
Okay.
say slim build.
Slim build. Okay.
His name's Harold.
Harold.
Is he of Scandinavian descent?
Not that I know of.
No, right?
Is Harold a particularly Scandinavian name?
Yeah, it can be.
Is it? Well.
Oh, yes.
You know, it's very
Well.
So I've got like a fair blue-eyed guy in my head.
Ooh, okay.
okay.
Do you know what? Slim built is in the description.
Okay.
So ding, 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 ding. He was described as a 6-footer.
Oh.
Feels a bit weird, doesn't it? It sounds like a hot dog. Like, it doesn't sound like a man. Like,
Yeah.
my kind of hot dog as well. So, the 6-foot hot dog, I think. Yeah.
Yes, I'll have crisps with that.
I love that. I'm looking for a boyfriend. How many foot-long hot dogs is he? At least 6. Always well-dressed. He fashioned himself as a suave, upper-class Englishman,
Okay.
dressed in +4s with plastered-down hair and a finely clipped moustache.
Oh, moustache.
Okay.
Of course, of course. Oh, so he's doing a bit of like social mobility as well, because he's
Yeah.
being a fine gentleman. Like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, but
Okay.
with the con man side of him is coming out that he can, he's a chameleon. He, he comes from the slums, but he puts on a voice like this, and my God, my God, he could have any woman south of Shoreditch. So he was posted out in France and quite quickly rose to the rank of sergeant with the
Oh.
Royal Engineers. Wow. How do you
Sergeant fake job. Just kidding.
How do you think he did that? Because I'll give you a clue. It feels like he should have more qualifications than just this to get him
yeah.
to the rank of sergeant.
Does he just have the gift of the gab? Is he
Okay.
is he just like I'm seeing like, I don't know if you guys ever watched like The Apprentice
Yes.
with like those guys who are like, I can sell ice to the blood. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like he's one of those kind of
exactly.
blokes that's just like, I could
Yes.
talk a good game.
Yeah.
I feel like he's got to be the charisma. I'm feeling he's a charismatic.
What is
He
it?
must be charismatic.
One of them
bit.
said, everything I touch turns to sold. And I was like, yeah,
Lovely.
that's cool. That's cool. We like that.
I do feel like good-looking people
Yeah,
get promoted more as well.
exactly.
Men or women. So I think between the charisma and that tash. He just
They're
and I'm
pretty
going to be honest, I
privileged.
don't really understand how the ranks in the army work
Yes.
in terms of, well, how do you get?
No, I know.
Do you know what I
It's
mean?
like little stickers,
I'm
isn't
so
it? They
glad
get
you
the little medals, I suppose you
I
call
have
them.
4 stars.
Yeah, exactly.
I get to go up.
I'm so glad you said it. I'm so good because I just like, Sergeant, good.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, sergeant. Yeah, to be fair, sergeant might not actually be that high. It
And
might
I
be
don't
like
know
the
the
sergeant major
order.
at least. I've heard of that.
I know
Yeah, yeah.
private is low.
Private is low.
Because our privates are low.
That's
And
exactly why.
That's why it's called that.
Nice.
It's just because I used to watch MASH. Do you even know that show?
I mean, I do know
Oh,
it. but-
dear.
Stars.
It took place during the Korean War.
The
Yeah.
stars in between. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I know MASH.
Yeah. And my dad was drafted in Vietnam, so probably should know more than I do.
There you go. There you go. Did he desert? No, he didn't.
No, he did not. But he ended up in Korea, so he was fine.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yes. Guys, you were
Dad, that was for you. Respect.
Kathy, tell Ernie because I don't think he listens. But, guys, you were kind of right because it was due to his appealing personality and sharp wits.
Oh, you nailed
well
it.
Yeah.
done,
it.
Harold. Good for him.
That's all it takes.
However, his wits can't have been that sharp because by 1940 he was back in prison.
Oh, wow. Quick.
What had he done? It's due to something he'd stolen.
Oh.
Oh, that's a good. So this is his third time.
Yeah, he's back to prison, baby.
Oh,
in the middle of the war
darling.
as well. Like they'd rather send him to prison than
Oh
keep
my
him
God.
sergeant.
Is it something that he stole from the army? Can you tell us that?
Yes, it is.
It was?
Yeah, it's from the army.
Probably the hats, because I
no.
love those hats. I would just want a whole collection of all the different hats and the bling. Yeah.
There was a time military jackets were very in at one point, weren't
Oh,
they?
yeah,
Very
around sort of
Cheryl,
like-
wasn't it?
Yes, I was going to say.
Very Cheryl cool.
Oh my god! And oh my god, he is Harold Cole. He is Cheryl's. I know it was Ashley Cole's name.
Oh yeah. But we will
Doesn't
take it.
matter.
Oh my god, she's got herself
That's how
Cheryl to get
ancestry
away
works.
from Harold Cole, right?
Not
Ashley Cole.
the awful men. I wonder if it might have been even worse than that. Was it like a weaponry? Was he taking anything? Like a
Tank. Those are hard to steal.
Don't mind me.
I feel like if you get away with a tank and nobody notices, you should get to keep it.
Absolutely.
That
should just
That's
be
the
the
policy.
rule.
That
Yeah.
has to be the
They're
policy.
very slow. They're very big.
You should
so
be like
if you pull that off.
The Minifer. What's a Minifer? The Minister.
Minifer of
Defence.
Justice.
Of Defence. Guys, it wasn't that serious because he stole from the mess fund. So he stole from his fellow soldiers, essentially. You know, he stole the money that they had in the mess fund. Which isn't, you have to put in a pound if you shit yourself. I think it's to do
So it's like
with
the army kitty.
the army kitty.
Oh, okay.
You know, my dad used to divert the. I think it's past the statute of limitations now, so he'll be fine. But he used to divert the food deliveries because, like, the generals base would get the steaks and potatoes, like good stuff, and then the cheap shit came to him. And he was kind of across the admin, so he would get the good food sent to them.
That is who you need to serve the country. Like that makes so much sense.
That's my dad.
Oh my god, it's because you were so concerned about what Leah was having to eat. It goes down. This stuff goes down to your children.
That's
and
beautiful.
it makes
You
them
can
good
do
people.
nothing if you're not fed. It's the most
Exactly.
basic.
And if you know other people are getting fed better, that's even worse.
Oh.
Oh, what
And my dad
what a
had
champ.
charisma, so he deserves steak.
Your dad is a fucking war hero. Is what he is.
He is to me. He's a bit of a legend.
He really is. I mean, that's great. I love that. Yeah, absolutely. They should not be, the sergeants or whatever, should not be getting better food. I mean, that's
No.
100% what they would have got, but.
No.
Ugh. Right.
Agreed.
Good man.
But he stole.
He stole from the mess fund. He went to prison, escaped.
Wow.
Amazing.
Sure. Probably using his appealing personality and sharp wits, I imagine.
Famously.
I'm just gonna go for a walk and twirl my mustache.
Don't mind me.
Okay, handsome.
How tall is that guy? I'd say about 6 foot.
6 hot dogs.
However, he was caught.
He's a tall drink of hot dog. Ridiculous. Sorry.
He was quickly caught again. Then he was released early. He's in and out of prison. So at that point, Harold travels to Lille, where I've just been on holiday.
Oh.
I was preparing this case, and I was like,
Hey.
oh.
Love that.
Lille also does a good rosé.
Oh, does it?
So I will recommend it to you.
Okay, fantastic. On the list. Thank you so much. No scary people in cars that want to.
We did not hire a car.
Okay. Because we cannot confirm or deny.
Exactly.
Okay.
No idea the level of extortion.
I love that you're like, I do not want to be responsible for that, so I'm not even going to.
Absolutely. I was like, is this a city where you can walk everywhere? Okay,
Nice,
brilliant.
nice.
Thank you.
I was gonna make the worst joke I've ever made in my life, and now I have to because I've said that.
Please.
Nobody's 6 foot. It's Lil.
What?
They're all Lil.
In Lille?
Yeah.
It's, hey.
I did tell you it was the worst joke I've ever made.
But you made it, and that's good.
But I
You
made
went
it.
for
I owned it. It's out there now.
Also, like, we went on that holiday as a bit of a joke because our daughter's called Lil, and we were just like, it's Lil.
Lil.
And it's like, that's as good a reason.
Yeah.
Do you know when you don't have a reason to go anywhere on holiday, but you're like, well, we should? And I was just like, let's just do what her name is.
Lil.
Is that why
in
Paris
Lil.
Hilton is called that? Because that's a great idea. Just name your kid where you want to go.
Yes.
Oh my god. Baby Maldives. Shot
Yeah.
Baby Maldives.
Yeah.
Shot gun.
This is
Baby Maldives.
Bora Bora.
I love it. Okay, so due to the German invasion that was happening, loads
I
of
shouldn't
British,
be grinning during that.
loads of British soldiers were evacuated from Dunkirk. This was a kind of like, right, we got to get them back. However, several thousand of soldiers were left behind, stranded in France, and lots of them were hidden by French citizens. Which is amazing. But this is where Harold comes back in, and like, he's actually doing a good thing this time. So Harold's not all arsehole.
Okay, good.
He builds up a circle of contacts in Lille and starts running his very own escape line to get soldiers back to the UK. So, like, the escape line is, basically how they'd go to Marseille, I think, and they'd have to sort of have papers, and they'd have to have transport, and they'd have to get past lots of kind of Germans, essentially.
Yeah.
So he starts doing that. However, he does do it under a false identity. Loves a bit of role play.
That's Harold. There he is.
So who does he say he is this time?
Fantastic question. Harold, what does he go as? Do you think he goes really differently? He's not going to be like, you know how they say if you have a fake identity, you should pick the same letter, just so at least you like turn around when you hear "l" or whatever.
Yeah.
He hasn't said like Hamish. He's probably gone like
Okay.
Theodore. You know, he's gone like the opposite end of the spectrum. I
Yeah.
think there's no way he's going to do something sensible. I think he's been like, a new personality? Yes. In my head, he's the catch me if you can guy. He's just like, let's do
Exactly.
dye my hair, da-da-da. I think he's changed completely. I'm going to say Theodore.
Theodore, nice.
confidence.
Okay.
And is he pretending that he's a French national? Is that the best way?
Well, I will tell you, he's pretending he's British intelligence.
Oh, he is? Okay. Okay. I mean, I pretend to be intelligent too.
It'd be funny if, like, it was James Bond that he'd called himself, and they were like, "Whoa, that's a cool name." It's not James Bond.
No.
Oh, damn.
Oh, what? Oh, you want more from me?
Yeah, I mean, you didn't say a name. You didn't.
Oh, I have to say a name.
Well, I would just say.
Okay,
like,
British intelligence. His name is. I'll think of the best British name I can then.
Perfect.
Okay. 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 So much pressure.
No.
Frederick
Oh.
Sterling hyphen Helmsford.
Oh, that was nice.
Thanks. It took me
Gorgeous.
long enough.
It was worth it. He presents himself as Captain Delabelle.
Oh, okay.
I know. Delabelle.
Lovely to
Delabelle.
say. Okay.
Of British intelligence. So the meeting place for his escape line, where he was sort of running it from, was an apartment above a shop owned by a French woman called Janine Vogliamacci.
Okay.
wow.
She later described Harold as bizarre.
Fair. That tracks. Yeah. That feels good.
Also, that's like one of the things that's been written down that she said.
That's amazing.
But she couldn't fault his.
Hi.
Yeah.
Call me Captain.
Okay. Couldn't fault his organisational skills. He was an organised guy. He could do this stuff. What kind of shop did he own? What kind of shop was all of this sort of...
What kind of shop did she own?
She owned, sorry, yes.
Oh, I mean, I hope it's pastry because I just want to keep coming back to that. Maybe I'm hungry.
A little boulangerie.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be lovely. So spot on.
Boulangerie.
What I like about...
Charcuterie. All the rees.
I love to go into the boulangerie in Lille because, like all French pastries, we call them the French pastry name. So I was able to go in and say, like, du croissant. Because I say croissant.
Perfect.
Or I can
Because
say
you
pain au
feel,
chocolat.
yeah.
Because it translates in the sense it hasn't translated.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And they can't scold you. They can't be like, no.
Exactly.
Because they do like to do that. They do that.
They do if you don't know.
do. Yeah.
And then
The worst is when they just talk to you back
Oh.
in perfect English.
I know.
Like, don't,
The shame.
don't even try.
Or when like I was like, well, I want a
Embarrassing.
French stick, but I guess I'll ask for a stick. It's not what it's called.
Stick.
Baguette. I'll have one of the breadstick, big breadstick.
Stick.
Stick. Por favor, I think I said at least once.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm so unsure of my French that when I order like pastry, which is all I do when I go to France, is I'll just put up like big fingers. I'm like, deux croissant,
Nice.
just so I don't get that part
I have a
wrong.
thing where I can count to 10 in French because I did it at school, but I miss a number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 8. Which one am I missing?
8, 9, 10.
We've
Yeah.
I get confused after 7s and 8s.
Your fingers are like, huh? Where did I get new?
I accidentally bought 9 croissants. It was the best day of my life.
She's like the guy with the long fingernail. Like, damn it,
That's what it is.
missed it. He's counting wrong.
Phil. Right, okay. So, it was a hairdresser's.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So people were getting a short back and sides downstairs, whilst upstairs they were getting false identity cards, travel documents, clothing, guides, and travel expenses to get back to Britain. It's all quite exciting, isn't it?
How's he funding this?
Well, this is a good point. At the moment, he's doing it independently, and I'm not entirely sure where the money comes from. He also managed to procure another type of document for himself. So you get fake documents. What document did he get for himself?
Oh, bless him.
I might open that Carver. Is that mental?
No.
I mean, it was bought. It was bought here.
It would be
Only
rude.
right.
I know.
It's
And
only
like,
right.
Oh my gosh, what document? Well, I feel like a military. Like
yeah.
Okay.
the proof of his.
What did he buy?
military
Did he
rank?
was he
I
like,
don't know.
I bought like a degree or something, like a diploma or
Oh,
something
that
like
would be
that?
great.
Like
Was
him being like, oh, I'm also a genius. Like, I don't, you know, I feel like that's quite Harold.
It's Dr. Captain.
He has letters before and after. I mean, ooh.
Oh, I love that. Here's my diploma.
Yeah. Because that's essential.
No
isn't
further
it?
questions.
do you know what? It's interesting. It was a document saying that he had speech and hearing impediments because he spoke poor French and he was trying to at one point sort of pass himself off as French. But he said if he can't hear and he can't speak, then people will just think that is the problem rather than he's not the nationality he says that he is.
Oh,
He's good.
It's jammy, isn't it?
He's good.
he's good, but that's so niche.
I know, it's
that's
very niche.
Really?
And incredibly wrong. as
Oh,
well,
yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Sorry. To clarify.
To clarify, I mean, the
endorse
guy is
that message.
amazing. But no, but it's interesting, isn't it? So, eventually, talking of funding it, he teams up with the official escape line called the Pat Line.
Oh, okay.
And they start giving him money to fund the escapes. So he basically gets money from the actual proper Pat Line thing.
Right.
So,
How do you feel about a cava top on Cremant? Because I don't want to sully
Perfect.
oh my God, is that like a lager
I
top?
wish.
Yeah, yeah.
I wish I had a preference. I wish I could say
it's
no,
Spain
never.
meets France. It's the ultimate holiday.
Perfect.
Oh my God.
Brexit means Brexit. I love that. So sorry. I'm so sorry.
So, guys, so I mean, it's kind of amazing what he's up to. He transports groups of up to 10 English soldiers out of Lille and to Marseille every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So across the months, he's saving a lot of lives. But it's never simple with our Harold, is it?
Harold.
What does he do next to fuck it up?
Oh no!
It has to come at some point.
I wondered if this was it for him. Like, no, you found your calling.
Exactly.
You're embezzling people now.
The dream. The dream. Oh, how does he mess this up? Does he get a bit too ambitious? Does
Okay.
he get a bit too big for his boots? Is he like, I can take hundreds of you at a time? Because you know how people sort of get a bit above their station. He's getting a little bit, he's sort of sipping the Kool-Aid a little bit. You know, he's feeling himself a little bit. He thinks he is the guy.
Yes.
Maybe it could be that. I don't know.
That
Tell me,
feels
what do you
within
think?
his wheelhouse.
Yeah, that's a
Definitely.
very good
him.
answer. I can't decide if it's something within this operation or if he's got a wandering eye and it's like, yeah, this is good, but I've mastered it. So now I'm going to start doing some sort of conning in France. I'm so good at pretending I'm somebody else.
So true.
So I'm going to make a little bank on the side for me. Just for me. Just a little me
yes.
time.
Again,
Self-care.
feels correct for him.
Okay. Do you know what? It was classic. The clues were there. He pockets all the funds.
Oh, no.
All the money he's being
Oh my
given.
God.
He just takes it.
Oh God. Okay. Disappointing.
There's just such easier ways to steal as
Oh,
well.
I
Like,
know.
it's so
It's weird, isn't it? Why? It's like what I'll do is I'll set up an entire escape line.
right.
This whole sort of like
Yeah,
it's so weird. It's almost like he can't help himself.
he likes this.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
wants an embezzler. That's
So,
so sad.
I know. Once the rest of the Pat Line chaps learn about this, they lure him to a meeting, have him arrested, and lock him in the bathroom.
Ooh, lock him in the bathroom.
Just an
All right.
interesting sort of
Like a
addition.
teenage girl at a party.
Yeah, exactly. He's, I'm not going out
Yeah.
until you say it's okay what I did.
The final indignity of it all, just like get in the loo. That is so
Exactly.
so shameful.
Also, but though
It's handy though too.
I was going to say, if I was going to be like sort of like trapped or
Locked
imprisoned
anywhere,
anywhere,
yeah.
I'd rather it be.
I'd say kitchen first.
Oh, so you just piss in the sink.
Well, yeah.
Okay. I I need to think about where I'm pissing.
I've thought this through.
Yeah, because you're eating as well. You've got your
Sure.
Yeah, you're gonna get hungry in the bathroom unless there's like Lush products because they're all natural.
We do not
an ad.
endorse
We do not.
eating a bath bomb. Just,
Yeah, nor have we been sponsored.
Oh, I love by
Maybe we
saying
will now.
eat their bath bombs.
In a pinch.
So they are debating his fate because
That's intense.
you know, this is really really shitty thing to have done.
Yeah.
Some of them think he should be executed.
Ooh.
Why would they go that severe?
I mean, is it treason? Do
Okay.
they see it as a form of treason?
Right?
Oh, because of course times are pretty tough. Yeah, like we have bigger fish to fry right now, don't we? There's
Are
literally
you
a war.
essentially stealing from your country if you set up something that's in the spirit? Yeah?
Yeah.
That feels right.
Or just because he's such a dick?
Because he's so hot.
I love
Don't
that.
forget, he
We
is
can't
still
get-
hot in all of this.
We can't get any dates as long as he's around.
Court-martialing someone for being too hot.
You're too sexy.
That's how I want to go.
The fear was, yeah, exactly. I was, executed for being too hot, actually. The fear was that if Harold was allowed to live, he might betray the Pat line. So if he's already betrayed them, but he could betray them to the Germans, right? Because he has all of the addresses,
Oh,
he has the
of
names, he
course.
has all of the inside information. And I think in the wartime, you just, when you're working with people, you're assuming, okay, well, they're not going to tell anyone because we're all working together for the same cause. But Harold,
It's funny because basically that's treason, but I just said the word because I know it's so bad.
they think he's going to
But when
do
you
it
said,
do a
I'm like,
treason.
yeah, that's the treason.
Yeah.
That's the
gonna do
treason.
a treason.
Right. It's like embezzlement. It's like we all know. I don't have to explain.
So true.
So he's in the bog, and he's hearing out there that he might be killed. They're debating whether he's going to be executed. What
Is
does
there a
he
window? Is there a window?
does he do next?
Oh, he's totally going to escape. He's going to Shawshank his way out of here.
Okay.
Has to. He's
Shawshank.
too tenacious. He's not just going to be like, I'll go down without a fight. Famously not his style.
Exactly.
No way.
He
If there
opens that
is a
motherfucking
window,
Yeah.
if there's a window, they're so silly for
I
putting him
know.
in there. Come on, soldiers.
Do you not know him at all?
Exactly.
Maybe that's really why he started doing crime in the first place. No one really knew him. So he escapes. After he escapes, an Australian agent, Bruce, of course he's called Bruce.
No, he's not called
He's Bruce Dowding, mate.
Amazing.
He rushed north to warn Cole's associates that he might betray them. He was like, he goes back to Lille and he says that, you know, basically Harold has been stealing this money.
Yeah.
We've arrested him. He's escaped. He could potentially, the jig might be up. You have to believe me. They do not believe him because they know Harold. Harold's fit. Like, they believe him. And they don't know this Australian.
That's just hair.
Exactly. Yeah. So he's come in. He's gone,
has.
my name's Bruce. I'm an Australian agent. And they go, this doesn't seem likely.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if Harold actually does this, I'm going to be so mad.
Does Harold betray him? That's the question. Does he betray the Pat line?
I'm going to be so pissed.
I have faith in Harold. I have faith. No.
Okay,
No.
Taylor?
Hot people don't do that. Come on. Obviously not speaking from experience, but no. Hot people do not do that. I don't think so. Come on, Harold. Don't let me down.
It's almost like, why do you need to take it that far?
Exactly.
Like, you got away. Go on to your next shitty adventure, Harold.
Exactly.
He's totally going to do it.
He does it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
He's a shitbag.
Guys, I'm sorry. He was caught by German intelligence and he immediately wrote a 30-page statement
Oh, wow.
identifying dozens of his associates and describing the operations of the Pat line.
Harold.
I've actually got goosebumps because I know all of this, but I feel like we all love him or loved him. Fuck Harold, man.
30 pages. He didn't just like screw it. 30 pages.
30
is insane.
pages. That's
I
probably
mean, we've just been doing this for a long time, so you almost get a tolerance for people where you're like, what a scoundrel.
That's
But he just went into the worst.
No, he's more than a scoundrel. So 50 people to do with the Pat line, which bear in mind, these were people who were saving, getting people back, getting the soldiers back. 50 were consequently executed or died in German concentration camps because of what he revealed. Harold was described as the worst traitor of the war.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
That feels fair.
I guess we,
That feels
I
completely
guess we know what
spot
that
on.
mustache looked like now. It's smaller than I was picturing.
Exactly.
Guys-
Oh my God.
There was one person he did not hand over. Who was it?
Oh, Hairdresser. The hairdresser.
It was the hairdresser.
the hairdresser.
Right?
It was
Okay.
Janine.
Got it, Janine. That's it.
Janine.
I mean,
It's great saying it in our accent, like, oh, Janine.
Also, it's like 50 were dead, but the hairdresser
Yeah,
survived.
exactly.
Oh, thank goodness. People can still get their perms.
Yeah. But he wrote her a letter threatening retribution if she continued to work for the Pat line.
oh my,
I know.
he's just digging and digging and digging. That
It's
is
weird, isn't it? Like that he could go from putting a lot of effort into doing this
And
then
just go evil. I don't get the motivation.
no, me
Yeah.
either.
What is this?
it's really interesting. He's like, but as we continue, it's like he just doesn't give a shit about anyone. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't. He's not got any kind of sort of affiliation to the
Yeah.
British or to the Germans. So what happens next is that
He's a sociopath.
do you know what? Yeah, he's not a nice
He's
guy.
a hot sociopath. I've
best
dated this guy.
So he escapes the Germans before long and was
Okay.
hiding out in Lyon. But then he's caught by the French police.
Oh, I wonder if he got the baked waffle fries. I'm so sorry. What a dick.
Oh my god, tell me. What? The baked waffle.
Leon.
Oh,
I just
the-
went to the restaurant in my head. I'm obsessed with food. Jesus
I
Christ.
get it. I was like, it's Leon famous for bagels. Okay, so sorry. My apologies.
No, I know
Not
you.
you.
You were like planning your next holiday, and you're like, I was going to go to Lille, but what are these fucking waffles?
Rosé waffles. I don't know.
It's
Amazing.
because who the hell would think of that in that moment? And also, Leah, say it out loud. So you're quite right to be baffled.
I'm into it.
Okay, so he was caught by the French police, and they charged him with espionage. What do you think the sentence was?
Oh, God, I hope it's like just smacking his face for hours.
Again and again and again.
Yes.
It's got to be hard labour. So it's got to be like, that's very of the time, isn't it?
Okay,
You know, they
hard
love
labour.
to sort of just like rolling the rock up the hill, you know, and then just rolling it back
Roll it
down.
back down
Something
again.
totally pointless.
Yes. Okay.
Espionage. That's. Oh, see, I don't know what the death penalty even was. I feel like you'd be put to death for that.
And at the time, in time of war, yeah, possibly.
But I don't remember. I forget when the death penalty was done away with. And blah, blah,
No,
blah,
there
blah,
was the death
Yeah,
penalty
yeah,
because
okay.
that is what they
Yeah, I
charged
think
him.
he's put to death.
So he
Wow.
would have been, but he was sentenced to death. It was then changed to life imprisonment.
Okay.
However, by 1944 he was released. How charming is this motherfucker?
1944?
Yeah. That's
He
not
was
life
released.
Released.
He's worryingly good at this.
Yeah.
Isn't
Did you
he?
just like wipe their memory? Like, how
God.
did were they
It's like
just?
the Men in Black thing.
Yeah,
It's
just
Really?
What?
I know.
Okay.
That's wild.
I know.
Okay.
I just thought he'd be dead by the
Yeah.
end of this. I mean, and
Absolutely.
guess what? He probably is.
By now.
Just mathematically.
Yeah.
And that's the great news.
Then he starts working for the Nazi intelligence service.
Oh,
So
my.
he's straight.
goodness.
I know this guy. So as the Allied forces approached, Harold made a run for it. As soon as the Germans looked
You know,
like
I've really gone off of him. I don't know about you.
Absolutely hot or not? Forget it. Like red flags is enough now.
There's a couple red flags.
Yeah.
love
That's
it.
all
I
we're going
love
to
it.
say.
That's where you draw the line. I get it. Yeah,
Jesus.
so Harold made a run for it when the Allied forces approached, particularly because he was wearing the uniform of a German soldier at this point. He reaches the Black Forest. Very good gatto.
Very good.
I mean, if we're talking food, let's just...
Ooh, Bake Off starts this week.
It does, doesn't it? Ooh.
Let's go there.
So what does he do when he gets there? He's running away. He gets to the Black Forest.
Oh,
It's a showstopper challenge.
I mean, that's full of bears, surely.
yeah.
Oh.
I mean, yeah. Rest of the couple, they just charm the bears. I'm like, oh, we love Harold. He's a good guy. It's like Harold, never.
Take my card.
Exactly. Oh my God. What
You
does
can
he
use
do?
our den anytime.
Come through. What does he do in the
We love Harold.
Does he like Does he like wave like a white flag? Does he like surrender? Does he just say like enough already?
Yeah.
It's time for me. I'm just trying to see the best in him, aren't I?
Still.
There's no way.
No,
He's
okay.
Harold. I feel like he'll go in and he'll live in the woods for 20 years and commit crimes in there. Like he'll start a whole racket in the forest selling ghetto.
Do you know what? He burns the uniform and anything else that may have identified him as a German soldier.
Okay.
And he reinvents himself again. Wow. This guy is Madonna.
Wait, does he burn the uniform near the forest?
Yeah, he doesn't do a forest fire or anything.
Okay.
Well, I was just like, is he naked in the forest?
That's the point.
What's he got underneath?
Wearing leaves.
I guess he's got a reasonable, comfortable outfit underneath, which is
must be it.
sensible.
That
So
must
guys,
be it.
the reinvention happens again.
No.
This time he's a British secret agent.
Oh,
Fantastic.
no.
Yeah.
Which I don't know
classic.
what's the difference between secret agent and intelligence. I guess they're sort of similar things.
Right.
He's Captain Robert Mason.
Okay.
Okay, Captain Rob. Okay.
All right,
Okay.
Bobby.
Yeah.
So the first thing he comes across is an American squadron. They finally turned up, Taylor. And
No need.
Every
No
time
need,
we
Taylor.
do-
There was no
Wow.
need.
a Second World War
My
case.
dad's a veteran.
Of another war. I couldn't give a shit. Sorry, Kathy. Maximum respect to
We're just joking.
I love apologising to Kathy.
Should appreciate that.
And so the American squadron, they bought his story that he's Robert Mason. They give him a uniform of a US Army lieutenant and an identification card as a member of Allied intelligence. This is your lot.
God.
We're very disarmed by the accent.
Yeah.
I dated so many douchebag British guys
Right.
in New York because I was just like, you're automatically charming and smart.
good job.
And,
Yes, and they will have just seen like Notting Hill or something, and they're all doing their Hugh Grant. Oh my god! And you're like the
pronounce your T's again. Do it. Do it. It's so hot.
He's just a fraudster standing in front of
ridiculous.
it. That's all he is.
love.
Asking him to leave her.
Yeah. So he's falling on his feet here. He's met the Americans. He turns up in France in his uniform. He gets an enthusiastic welcome. They're loving the Americans. So we're almost at the end of his story.
So he actually has no ideology. He's got
feels that way.
He's got no moral compass. He has no actual belief system. Because there I was like, oh, did he actually buy into the whole Nazi thing? It's like, no, you just like to deceive. You get off on fooling people.
Yeah.
This guy should have been an actor.
When the best thing you can say about
That's it.
someone is like
That's it.
they just pretended to be a Nazi. I mean, that's not great. Is it?
Yeah, we don't love that. Oh God.
But you're right. I feel like he's an actor because I feel like he's probably, I don't know, doing the accents and stuff. Like he's American now.
He has
yeah,
to
he's
be.
committed.
Yeah.
To the bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's so much more about him. This is a sort of like watered down version because we've only got a few minutes. So he's there. He's in France. He says he's an American intelligence operative. He's got the uniform, the identification card, and he's given a job arresting and interrogating Nazis, which he does with extreme brutality, including the unauthorized execution of at least one person.
Oh,
I mean, he's throwing himself into just being awful at all points. So British intelligence are catching up.
Catch Me If You Can was very light compared to this.
Yes.
This guy.
If they'd gone this
Yeah.
route.
A lot less torture.
We're debating which guy we should put in
Yeah.
the movie, the whimsical comedy.
Just a couple planes go missing, but this guy.
It would be
It's about the backing music. If you just put do-do-do-do-do.
his movie would be Catch Me I'm a Cunt. So British intelligence, they're catching up with Harold. They've heard word about this guy and they're putting things together. But also because he'd sent something to one of his mistresses, bear in mind he has lots of ladies, in Paris with a return address on it because he's a fucking idiot.
Amazing.
What did he send her?
Not just a letter.
Oh.
Well, you tell me.
Was it like Yaldi nudes? Was it like? Do you think it was like? I don't know if I want to. Oh no! Surely not. There's no technology for that. Surely.
Oh my God.
It can't have been Yaldi nudes.
No,
What
I was
would
going
he
to say
have
though, like, because like, they pictures in because I was thinking to myself like, oh, he'd have to be there for like 4
Yeah.
minutes, but actually we're not talking Victorian era, are we? We're
true,
talking
it's
actually,
true.
you could
It's
probably
true.
snap
Yeah.
a quick couple of
do
dick
a
pics.
deep
God.
peek.
What did he send her?
What did he send her? Oh, is it something just like a lock of his hair or his mustache? Like, I bet you want a piece of me. Here's a little bit. Here's a taste before I'm back, baby.
You know, guys, it was just a postcard.
Oh, okay. Wow.
We went quite sweet.
dark.
Quite sweet.
Oh, well, yeah, exactly. But it was the postcard that spelt the beginning of the end for Harold Cole.
Because he put a return
Brilliant.
address on it.
He did. So they MI5's Peter Hope, great name,
Very good.
went to find Harold. There was a fight. Harold shot Hope in the leg.
Oh my God.
I know. So he's shooting at MI5 guys. He was imprisoned in Paris because they got him. They arrested him, but he escaped.
No,
the
this is like
front door.
like 5th time in prison. Anyway, yeah. What?
And your last question is, how did he escape? It involves a coat.
Oh God. Now I'm just seeing like 2 children smuggled under a coat. Him just like doo, nothing to see here. Oh my God.
With a fake head. I'm a guard.
I'm
You know
7
me.
foot tall.
I'm from Romania.
He must have just impersonated a guard again. He must have stolen a coat from a guard.
Right.
And just been
There's
like,
something. Oh, there's something about like cushioning an exit with a coat. I feel like, but I don't know. I can't go.
Okay. No, I like it.
There's
We've had
a
a few
sharp-
Prosecco's now. I think it's the cushioning.
It's one of
exit.
those. Yeah. There's an exit, but it's spiky. They'll never work around this.
The old spiky exit.
Yield.
Thank goodness we don't let them have coats in this
Do you know
prison.
what? He stole a military overcoat of an American
Okay.
sergeant and just walked out of the prison.
Oh my
Amazing.
God.
Yeah. What we've learned here is that military prisons were not secure.
Not fit
bit
for purpose
lax.
at all.
Yeah.
So a massive search ensues, and he's found in a bar called Billy's Bar, where there was another massive fight, and Harold was killed.
Wow.
That's how he dies. Yeah,
No
That's it.
way.
wow.
that was how he died. MI9's leader James Langley said that Harold was a con man, thief, and utter shit who betrayed his country to the highest bidder for money.
Truth.
Wow.
I know.
Have they ever made a movie about him?
Hello,
That's the
this is the
question.
question.
We're all wondering.
Yeah.
Should we make that movie?
I mean, we should make that movie.
We ask the question a lot on this podcast.
Yeah, of course.
What's tricky about it is he's beyond the like he's an unlikable protagonist into just like whoa, like you'll be excited when he dies.
Yeah. But you can trick
But
people.
wow.
Like Henry Cavill plays him. Cavill.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill plays him, and you're
see
like,
it.
oh, I want to fuck Harold Cole. And then you're like, oh man, he had 50 people killed.
Yeah.
Now I'm conflicted.
Yeah.
But I probably still will.
It's gonna be a hate
No,
fuck.
no.
Again, hi Kathy. Sorry. I mean, I feel like I'm your daughter now, but
It's okay, you're her favorite.
always. So, guys, let's
Wow.
hear it for not Harold Cole.
For not
Wow.
Harold Cole.
Cheers.
Jesus.
Oh, we've been on a journey,
That felt like a journey.
didn't it?
What a shit way to go.
I know.
I did not see that bit. It was so it's just so like
Out of
unceremonious.
character,
Just
wasn't
like
it?
oh,
Yeah.
like anyone could do that. That's crazy.
Yeah. When you were like that he'd lived for 20 years in the forest, I thought that feels like more the sort of
Absolutely.
thing he would do.
I mean, I was going a little Princess Bride there too. I'm like, there's rodents of unusual size in there, and yeah,
That's the movie.
I got my little references up there.
Guys,
It's food and old films. That's what I can offer here.
I mean, and it's enough. It's enough to sustain a podcast for 6 years. So,
Somehow.
so it's just enough time for a listener crime.
Yes.
Well,
please.
Oh, a little. I thought I'd do a light-hearted one this time.
okay, yes.
And
After
this
a
is-
man that was a Nazi, an American,
Yeah.
and a British intelligence. Yeah.
Yeah, after that guy. So this is from Jana, and she is German actually. She says, I work for the German minority in Denmark, and we have a big Sommerfest every year. Mm-hmm. My job is to entertain the kids with creative workshops and make sure every kid's face is painted. I love that, every kid. Even if
will
no
not leave.
kid leaves. Yes.
it's a kid in tears with a tiger face. Like, I didn't want to.
Allergic.
Yeah. That was my impression of somebody having an allergic reaction saying I'm allergic. For the podcast listeners. We had a tent for the toddlers, which I decorated in rainbow colours, some toys, and I put a cuddly toy there.
Lovely.
A pig. She says in one sentence, a pig. I would say about the size of a greyhound. Just so I think
That was for me.
so she knows that Taylor
I have
can
two
relate.
greyhounds.
Right.
So that is, I mean, and
okay.
they are like horses. They are big. This pig, this cuddly pig,
That's a giant stuffed animal.
it's
talking about.
giant.
It's a 6 footer. Okay.
It's at least 4 hot dogs, like at least. She said, when I came back the next day to pick up, the pig was gone.
Oh no.
I asked around and it never turned up again. But a younger colleague said they heard a rumour that it had ended up at a party the evening before in the hands of some students that were quite
come
drunk.
on.
Pray, dear drunk women, what fate befell the cuddly pig?
Oh, God.
I'm not gonna lie. Back in my teens and
Uh-oh.
early 20s.
Oh, dear.
Uh-oh.
Something's coming.
No, I just feel that I too would have stolen a giant stuffed pig.
Yeah.
You know, I was only a lady of petty crime. I was no Harold Cole. Nay. But yes, students definitely.
Also, if
yes.
it's just the size of a greyhound, that's like, it's small enough to pick up
Yeah.
as a cuddly toy. And it's kind of like, if you turn up at a party, everyone will be like,
Yeah, yeah.
It's funny, I was so disinterested until I heard how big it was. And then there's something about either things that are miniaturized, and you're like, it's so
always
so
been shit.
little,
Yep, yep.
or oversized.
Yeah.
And I just want to steal that.
I understand it. I've just got this image though of like the pig at a party having a really sad time, and like the music like, hey, oh, and the pig is just like, I wish I could go home. I feel quite bad for the pig. It's like a whole like cinematic moment in my head, and I think it was the students, absolutely the students, because the kudos there for being like, who bought the pig? Like it's pretty cool.
Whoa.
It's pretty cool. But I think the pig's having a horrible time.
So from Taylor, we've got I'd have done it, and from you, we've got a little bit of human empathy.
Empathy for the
Actually,
pig,
Taylor.
please.
I'm
Yes,
just feeling
I'm the
bad.
monster here.
Yeah.
I am Harold Cole. Damn it.
Wow. Okay. Well, I think that either way, you're both saying it was the students.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and I'm sorry. I
Well,
think
there's
it might
another
have
route.
been. Oh,
What?
A parent took it for their child. But they are a parent not just to the toddler, but also to someone who's a student.
Whoa.
Yeah, they had a
double
late
cross.
late baby.
Okay. So they stole it for their toddler.
Yeah.
Because the toddler, it's a bit like, who's the one in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory that I want it now?
Yeah.
Oh,
Violet.
yep.
Yeah.
Burger.
So it's, yes, it's a violet vibe.
Yeah.
And then
The only thing I haven't got is a giant greyhound-sized pig.
Really
Yeah.
good. Really
very
good.
good. I was
Very
like, there. I was in the Chocolate Factory. Okay, so
This is very convoluted. I don't think we
No.
should go down this line of thinking.
no, but it's good though. It's good to give Yana a couple of options.
Well, because I'm wondering, why would there be any students on site
Yeah.
at this thing? So it feels like it was a secondary theft.
Interesting. Okay.
So I feel like there was,
Or is
the
it
initial
just,
theft, and then
is it just like a bratty child who's just got sticky fingers and just been like, I love it here. I love my face paint. And just been like,
I bet they were with their dad as well, and the dad didn't notice the dragging. That is, dad's unpressed dads. But
did I win that for you?
yes, I thought so.
putting her to bed that night with the greyhound-sized pig. What's that? So it's either students,
yeah.
toddler, or
Yeah.
dad. Is what we're
Also,
saying.
is this in Denmark? She said
This is in
because she's
Denmark.
German. Yeah. Just because I believe that more pork is imported from Denmark than any other country in.
So
Europe.
it's a political thing, maybe.
Yeah, I'm just bringing in. It's a protest.
It's a
protest
protest.
thing. Yeah.
Oh.
Also, now I'm thinking about a BLT.
Yeah, me too. Maybe we should have sandwiches. We've come to the end. Yana, I hope that's helped.
Full circle.
Gosh.
All that we're going to say is, Leah, where can we find you? Where can we hear more from you?
You can find me on your radio.
Hello.
On Capital Extra, Monday to Thursday, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Oh, late night.
Lurking about in the night, yeah. So
Very
you can find me.
nice.
And then just in the comedy world, sort of gigging around London, around the UK, and then on Instagram, if if that's your vibe, if you must, yeah.
It's
Just
all our vibe.
shouting on Instagram.
Love that. Love that.
Complaining, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, thank you. You have been an amazing detective.
Oh my goodness, what
so
a journey
much.
we've been on.
We've been all over Europe.
We have.
Via
We have.
Romania.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Scary men, charismatic men, men
So
that are
many
both.
men. Just all men failing up. Just so many men. Just
God.
Very much the theme of this episode.
yeah.
Yes.
Fun of life in a way. So